Hi, this is intuitive healer and ascension guide Matthew John. I'm out in this beautiful setting right now. There's a beautiful waterfall here, and there's a beautiful river here. And I'm with my beautiful doggy, Sebastian. And this video is just a reminder about the importance of connecting with nature, and especially how important it is to connect with nature on the ascension journey. I was feeling pretty scattered and sad today, and I decided to come out here to this spot that I really enjoy, and it's been very healing, and it's very important for us to make time however we can to be in nature. Nature is the ultimate teacher, and what it's teaching is wholeness and stillness. Nature lacks nothing. It has everything it needs. It's self-sustaining. All things out in nature work in tandem with each other perfectly. The trees and the micronutrients and the bacteria in the soil, which make up the soil itself, and the sediment, and the birds and the bees and the insects, and everything works together perfectly. And nature lacks nothing, and nature needs nothing. It has everything it needs. It has the sun, it has rain, and it has fresh air. And that's all it needs to survive and to continue on, right? And so when we get out in nature, we reconnect with wholeness. We reconnect with the wholeness that we really ultimately are. We are this wholeness. We are whole and we are complete in our multidimensional selves and in our physical selves as well. We are always complete. There is a place of completeness somewhere in there, but we forget. We forget, and we fall back into the illusion of separation within ourselves and of believing ourselves to be incomplete and lacking. But nature is here to remind that we are always complete. So when we go out into the woods or out or on the beach or wherever, or just in the garden, wherever you can reconnect with nature, it reconnects you with the energy of wholeness, and it moves you back into the direction of wholeness. If you've gone off the path back into the illusion, as we always do, it pushes you back onto the path of wholeness. And the other thing that nature reminds us of is stillness. I mean, just listen to the sound of the brook here. And you can't help but be moved into a place of stillness. And when stillness arises and the mind activity ceases, even if just for a fleeting moment, our cells are allowed to take a breath, relax, and for just 1 second even move out of that conditioned state of peril, of impending doom that almost all of us walk around most of our lives while we're asleep in this state of constant underlying anxiety. And what nature is here to teach us is to reconnect with the stillness that lies underneath that constant state of anxiety that most of us live in, right? And the third thing, well, many things nature teaches us, but another thing that nature teaches us is the interconnectedness of all things. Is that everything has its purpose in nature. The bacteria in the soil, the micronutrients in the soil have their place. The worms in the soil, right? The fish have a place in the river, right? The trees, all the trees have a place. In the forest. The birds all have a place and a role. The bees have such a crucial role. I saw some snakes earlier, and the snakes have a role. All works together to keep this perfect ecosystem running. And it's a reminder of what goes on in our bodies, that every organ and every blood vessel and capillary and every neuron and every cell, every molecule, every atom in our body has a role. It has, and it's important. And that's why something very healing to do is to just take a moment and just say to yourself, I love each and every one of my cells unconditionally. I love each and every one of my cells unconditionally. I love each and every one of my cells unconditionally. And it's also an allegory for how every one of us, every person, has a crucial role in existence. Because if we didn't, we wouldn't exist. There is no such thing as incarnation just for the hell of it. We incarnate to serve a certain role, and to play out a certain script, so to speak. And, our lives, a lot of the struggles that we go through are just there as experiences that we either chose to happen to teach us and to push us back into the role that we knew we would ultimately embody, or they're reminders that we've gotten off path, right? And that we need to get back on. And maybe those two things sounded the same, but I think you get the point. So everything has its purpose, and every struggle has its purpose, and every one of us has our purpose.